Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is January 28th, and I am 3 days behind on vlogging. Yeah, the stress of it all. I mean, every day vlogging, learning something, it's a lot of work. So anyway, I'm kind of behind. Yeah, 3 solid days. I used to be a day behind yesterday, and yesterday I was just like, "Goosh, I gotta take a day off, or I'm gonna end up like brain dead or something." So anyway, all charged up, ready to go. Can you see where I am? Always got time for them hard-hands. It's really, other than getting into the Word and getting spiritual with Jesus, this is the next step. And all this is starting now. Always get rid of yesterday's cup. Nailed it! Out the window. That's me, looking at you, looking back at me. See? That's the back of my head. That's you. That's me, looking at you, looking at me. Scared yet? Yeah, you might be. Anyway, yeah. Just took a look at the book, did a little bit of reading, see what we have to do. Turns out we got to go from Job 26 to chapter... Oh, these hiccups. This is not good. Job 26 to Job 34. Oh, man, this is going to be brutal. I know. Tim Hortons coffee will take it away. I just about breathed that in. Okay, starting off in Job 26. Job really picks it up again with regards to his response to Bildad. Remember Bildad? Remember how he said, like, you must have been a bugger, Job. Like, you probably didn't feed the hungry. You probably, tore the clothes off the poor person's back. You were probably one of those guys that just didn't care about anybody but himself, right? Right? And Job's basically is saying this. There's no such thing. I've done incredibly above. And, oh my goodness. Lord Jesus, can you touch me and heal me from these hiccups? Job 26, Job's response to Bildad. Have you helped him who is without power? I mean, and that doesn't mean electricity because they didn't have any back then. It basically means, those who can't help themselves. Weak people. Have you saved the arm that has no strength? Have you counseled one who has no wisdom? And how have you declared sound advice to many? Like, I don't remember seeing any tickets to your show, buddy. To whom have you uttered words? And whose spirit came from you? Oh, actually, that last one's pretty brutal. You're probably speaking out of your own head and definitely not inspired. Whew. So, yeah, Job doesn't really pull too many punches here. I mean, but at the same time, he's declaring that Job, he's been righteous. And this Bildad really hasn't. For whatever reason. This next little part here is Job talking about God. And some of the things that he mentions in here are super cool. For instance, Sheol is naked before him. Hell is naked before him. He knows who's there. He knows who isn't. He knows who's going there. He knows what's in there. And Sheol is just this Old Testament idea of pretty much hell, I guess, right? The pit of death. And he knows what's there. Do you know what's there? I don't know what's there, but God knows what's there. He hangs the earth on nothing, which is such a crazy idea too, because some people think, Bible people, they thought the earth was flat. I mean, here in the wisdom that God had given Job, he understands that the earth sits in some sort of a universe. It's hung on nothing. Interesting. He binds up the water in his clouds, yet the clouds are not broken under it. He covers the face of his throne and spreads his cloud over it. He drew a circle on the horizon of the face of the waters. So there you go. I mean, the earth is round. This is from a book like over 2,000 years before Christ was born. This thing was written long before Galileo. He stirs up the sea with his power. By his spirit he adorned the heavens. His hand pierced the fleeing serpent. Indeed, these things are mere edges of his ways. All this wisdom, all this power, all these things that Job is saying, and yet what he has to say about God is this is even scratching the surface. Oh, man, I am just done with these hiccups and haven't even started. Hold my breath. People driving by have no idea what kind of suffering I'm going through. Oh, and how small a whisper we hear of him. But the thunder of his power, who can understand? Oh, I just love the biblical language. It is so awesome. It is so deep. God is God is amazing. He's infinite in wisdom. He's infinite in power. And we really have a hard time grasping just the edges of his glory and the edges of his wisdom. He keeps going, chapter 27. As God lives, who has taken away my justice? And the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me, and the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Far be it from me that I should say you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. My righteousness I hold fast. I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live. One thing you got to know about Job is that he values his walk with God. Like, he values righteousness. He values walking uprightly. His integrity is incredibly important to him. How often do we really put a high premium on integrity, on our integrity? My lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Job's saying I'm an honest person. I've valued walking before God. I valued being righteous before him. These things, I made it my bread, so to speak. Made these things a priority in my life. And again, the contrast and the irony is there are wicked people who rise up around him, and they don't care for him, and they don't care for their own integrity. They tear at him with their teeth, with their words. And Job ends up being the laughing stock. Job 28, here's a little bit, and I'm just hitting on some high notes here within these chapters, so just bear with me as we cruise through. He starts off talking about gold and silver and how people spend all kinds of effort going under the ground and looking for gold and then smeltering it and spending all the energy extracting it from the rock. Yet, something is more precious than gold and silver, than copper and precious stones. You know, in wisdom literature, what this is Job is wisdom literature. One thing you'll see often come up is that wisdom is much more valuable. Wisdom is much more valuable than anything you can find on the earth. In verse 12 of Job 28, he says, "But where can wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man does not know its value, nor is it found in the land of the living. The deep says it is not in me. The sea says it's not in me. It cannot be purchased for gold, nor can silver be weighed for its price. It cannot be valued in the gold of Ophir or the precious onyx or sapphire. The gold or crystal can equal it, nor can it be exchanged for jewelry of fine gold. No mention shall be made of the coral or quartz, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. The topaz of Ethiopia cannot equal it, nor can it be valued in pure gold. From where does wisdom come, and where is the place of understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, and concealed from the birds of the air. Destruction and death say, we have heard the report of it with our ears. God understands its ways. He knows its place. He looks for the ends of the earth and sees under the whole heavens to establish a weight for the wind and apportion the waters by measure, when he made the law for the rain and the path of the thunderbolt. Then he saw wisdom and declared it. He prepared it. Indeed, he searched it out. And to man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Now that is a rant, but it's a good one. Wisdom. What is it? Where can it be found? Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It can't be purchased. It's not like precious stones or gold or wealth or Ferraris or mansions on the beach. It's nothing like that. And these things cannot compare to it. It's something eternal. It's something that's got depth. It's got something that needs to be searched out and to be found out with vigor. But it comes only from a place of understanding that there is a God and that He is awesome, and in Him are hidden all these treasures of wisdom. You have to come to the end of yourself in order to begin with God. You have to turn from your own wisdom and understand that He holds true wisdom, a true wealth of understanding. Truth is in His hands, and then you must come to Him humbly. Because to be wise and to know wisdom is to know God and to know His ways. Other than that, you're a fool. A fool has said in his heart that there is no God. For January 26th, this is the thought here, is that what are you going to do when all is stripped away? Everything of earthly value is stripped away. What do you have? That's an interesting question. But an interesting answer from Job was this, that the temptation is to curse God and die like his wife had so easily wanted to do. But what he decided to do was to stay committed to God no matter what. Stay committed, stay true, stay faithful, walk with the Lord, have integrity, have integrity in his words, have integrity in his actions, to never compromise no matter what the circumstance. So that's it for 26. My phone's dying, so we're going to check in a little bit later, and we're going to go through January 27th.